Okay, at this time, I call regular governing board meeting to order. Ms. Hernandez, can you please lead us in the pledge?
Sure.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Madam President, Ms. Patricia Jimenez.
Present.
Board Clerk, Mr. Rudy Santa Cruz.
Present.
Board Member, Mr. Harry Gerwell. Board Member, Mr. Garrell, are you on the line? Harry on the line? Okay. I will circle back. And Board Member, Ms. Maria Hernandez.
Present.
Madam President, we do have a quorum with or without Mr. Gerwell, but we can circle back and wait if you'd like.
Well, he's on the line, correct? Probably just stepped out for a little bit. He'll join us.
We have a quorum either way.
Yeah, okay. Next, approval for September 9, 2021 regular governing board meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call for the vote.
Maria Hernandez.
Present.
Do you have a quorum? Mr. Carroll, but circle back and wait if you'd like.
It's on the blank, correct?
Madam President, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're on number 3, the minutes.
Second?
Unless you want to, can you vote? He could still vote.
Yes, point of order. We're just on number 2, approving the agenda. Mr. Gerwell, do you have access to board docs?
I do, I'm on there now, thank you.
Perfect, I can get your vote.
It's on the blank, correct?
Carries. Next, we
Madam
have
President, can you
approval
hear me now?
of August 26, 2021 governing board special meeting. August 12, 2021 governing regular meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any changes? Hearing none, call for the vote. Motion carries. Next.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Okay.
Okay, motion carries. Next is governing board reports. First is myself. I just want to share some good news because next week we don't have a board meeting until after 2 weeks. I am the proud mother of an alumni, which is my son, Javier Jimenez Jr. As the majority of you know, 18 years ago, I ran for this board because of my son. And he was in speech and language. And, well, it's a long story. Well, long story short, he's walking from graduating and getting his master's in business analytics from GCU on Monday, the 20th of this month. So I'm very proud of him. And I just wanted to share that with everybody that, you know, I'm still here on the board because I strongly believe in this community. I strongly believe in our staff and our teachers and our students and our parents. And I want to continue that, sharing that, you know, if as parents, if we get involved and if we, that's the key. Everything starts at the house. And then, you know, with our supporting our teachers and making sure we're involved parents. So I'm very proud of both of my kids, but he's the reason that I'm here sitting here today. So I also want to say that I'm looking forward to visiting the schools. I think we still haven't had the date yet, but I'm going to be going. And thank you to all the schools for providing the newsletters. I read the newsletters too, so thank you very much for sharing that with us. I think we're going to get those every month, correct? I was kind of seeing that folder. So thank you very much for communicating that. Other than that, that's all I have. Wish you guys nothing special in September, but a good weekend, I guess, till next board meeting. So that's it. Okay, Ms. Guzman's absent. Mr. Santa Cruz?
Yes, I have no statements at this time, but I just wish everybody to be safe in the schools
and to protect yourself. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Garwell?
Yes, Madam President. Just a couple of items. If many of you didn't catch the president's comments today, he was emphatic about, the COVID vaccines. So he has put out an executive order that requires all executive branch and contractors who do business with the federal government that they be vaccinated. There's no option for a test. The second initiative is that double the fines for airline passengers who refuse to wear masks. And the one that impacts us, I think it's going to be essential for us, so we'll probably need to have conversations about this, is that the federal government, the Biden administration is requiring all employers with 100 plus employees to ensure their workers are vaccinated or tested weekly. What that means is that anyone that's not vaccinated for an organization like ours will have to be tested weekly, and they'll have to prove that they have a negative test on a weekly basis in order to be able to report to work. So that's going to have a pretty profound impact not only on our school districts, but all employers throughout the country. And he was very adamant about it because he's been trying to get people to get vaccinated, and unfortunately, there's a lot that haven't been. So now he's taking full measures on it. So I just want us to be aware of that because that will impact our work environment. It will impact our work employment positions as well. So with that, Madam President, that's my report.
Thank you. Ms. Hernandez?
I don't have any report at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next is Superintendent update, Dr. Ventura.
Madam President, members of the board, and as a community, I'd like to share a few things with everyone. First of all, tomorrow is the kickoff of our Isaac Insider, and it is a district intranet web page. This is only for our employees, and this will allow us to provide more resources, information, documents that will help all of our employees do their jobs better, and also just, again, providing information and guidance on how our systems work in the district. So I'm excited about that coming out. Also want to talk a little bit about fiscal responsibility. I was notified earlier this week that once again, the Business Services Department has received an award from our auditor. And once we receive that award, we will recognize them officially at the board meeting. But this is the third year in a row that they've received this award. And speaking of monies, we also have Robin Lee, our online Isaac Academy principal, wrote a grant for the preschool, and it's from the Child Care Stabilization. She is, through this grant, will be bringing in $10,000 a month through September 2023. So thank you, Robin, for that. I also want to share a little bit more about fiscal responsibility. You know, even though we have access to a lot of money, we still need to be diligent about how we spend it, being efficient, and making sure we don't have any waste. And someone that I always see going above and beyond is Natasha Martinez. She is our special education director. I just wanted to let the board know she spends a lot of time writing grants for reimbursement. Sometimes we have students with high needs, and with high needs comes extra monies that we have to spend out of our budget. And so with Natasha's diligence, she writes these applications for reimbursement. And just to let the board know, the last claim that was submitted and approved, we are now being reimbursed $41,000 and $41,216. So again, Natasha, thank you for that. I know it's a lot of work, but it really does bring back the dollars that we can spend in other ways to support our students. We have a great app that was rolled out at the beginning of the year called WellStyles. It took me a while, but I finally have it now on my phone, and I would like to encourage everyone to please download this app. Right now, we are in a time where we really need to take care of ourselves, our whole body, our mind, soul, our physical fitness, or how well we eat. All of these things are very important, and the app really does provide guidance and support on things we can do to live a healthy lifestyle, even as simple as reminding you that you need to drink a certain amount of glasses of water every day to stay hydrated. Anyone can use this app and make some changes that will be positive and lead to a healthier life. So I highly encourage everyone to download the Well Styles app. That can be accessed tomorrow in our Isaac Insider when it goes live. And then finally, I'd like to let everyone know that Jason Cantonese is one of 5 finalists for the Arizona Educational Foundation Teacher of the Year. Jason has been in our district almost as long as I have. And one thing that I really admire about Jason is he really shares his passion for math with his students, builds quality, lasting relationships, and stays involved in the lives of our students even after they leave our schools. And Jason has just really been committed to students and their development in math, and more importantly, going on and reaching success in college. So thank you, Jason, and I wish you the very best. And we are very proud of you, and hopefully you'll come away with receiving Teacher of the Year, which will be announced on October 16th. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we have new business. Presentation, status update, COVID-19 data review for the Isaac School District and school reopening. Dr. Mario Ventura, Superintendent, Ms. Stella Barraza, Community Health and Safety Specialist. Ms. Barraza?
Good evening, everyone. Madam President, Governing Board, and Dr. Ventura and our Isaac community. I am back to share with you our mitigation transmission in the community, in our schools, and also to share what we're doing in regards to COVID-19 mitigation. So we'll go ahead and get started here. As you can see, this is the table that we follow based on the transmission rates. I just want to remind everyone that this truly guide our mitigation measures and what we do. So being at the lowest transmission rate in the community can truly impact how we navigate our behaviors in our schools as well. Currently, we are in high transmission, which means quite a bit of limitations that we can do, and highly focusing on the mitigation measures that we have, such as mask wearing, social distancing, and then also vaccination. Here is the numbers that truly reflect the statement that I just mentioned, which this is what reflects Maricopa County. We continue to be in high transmission. It went a little bit higher on the percent positivity. Definitely decreased a couple numbers for the cases per 100,000. We're not 260. Believe the last time I came to present to you, we were just at about 300 per 100,000. And now, once we take a look more at a closer level, which is our transmission within our elementary school district, and that one went higher than when I presented to you last time. Now we're at 439 per 100,000 and at 13.92% positivity. Here is how we navigate and how our mitigation measures are based on the transmission in the community. And here are the numbers. Again, on the far right column, you can see the symptomatic who are reported to our schools. These are for students only. In the middle column, you're going to see the close contact, who were identified as close contact to students. And this includes students who are identified as close contact either from a positive case reported that was in school, or somebody who was a close contact to a family member or outside of school, but they still have to quarantine. And the other column will be our positive cases. Here we can see that there has been 54 close contacts currently as of today. Those are the current active ones. We have 6 symptomatic cases and we have 12 positive cases. We were in about 20s last time I presented to you for the positive cases, and we were over 100 for the close contact. So this is just a report. It's updated every single day, and it's updated on our website, and anybody can go and see this report there daily. The one resource that we implemented this past week was the Binax Now self-test for COVID-19. It's an antigen-based test. It's a rapid test that somebody can know their results within 15 minutes. This is a resource that is provided by Maricopa County, and we implemented it for every single school can have access to it, and parents can also pick it up at the district office. Again, it is available for any staff and student who is identified as close contact or is symptomatic. And one of the great benefits of this is that we can continue to keep students in school if they test negative, they are symptomatic and they test negative, or if they're a close contact and 5 days have already passed, they don't have to quarantine for that extended amount of time. And we continue to promote our partnership with Phoenix Union. They also announced they have this same tool available for their families and parents and students. And they also announced that they have a COVID-19 testing site at different high schools or different schools within their district. And it's also open to the community. So it's a program that we're also offering to our community members. Just want to give you a little bit of, and I don't know if I can see the numbers here, but this is one of the main ways that we can continue to stop the spread of COVID-19, and that is by encouraging vaccination to our families. This is a number by our zip codes based on today's data from Maricopa County. So it's at about 43% for the 009, and here are the different zip codes within our district. That's for Zito, Pueblo, and Moya as well, where our schools reside. And this is, they're all at about low 40%. Again, it's slightly lower than the Maricopa County. It's at about 48%. Arizona, it's just over 55% vaccination. So we definitely have a lot of work to do to continue to encourage vaccination. And here's what we're doing. It's hosting events that can be accessible to the community, to our parents, to our students at our schools. And from this school year, we have vaccinated 407 individuals who have come to our testing sites, our vaccination sites, and our testing sites. We also have done 220 at those events for tests on COVID tests. And this is a ongoing partnership with the Foundation of Equality Health and also with Valle del Sol. And I just want to thank Mr. Sotomayor over at IMS, Mr. Sharp over at Mitchell, and Mr. Smith over at Pueblo del Sol for hosting these events, and Mr. Hernandez at Zito for hosting these events. And we have one that is upcoming this weekend. This is going to be at IMS, again, a partnership with Equality Health Foundation and One Community Initiative. And they are also handing out backpacks to anybody who comes and gets vaccinated or tested. And two other ones that we have before our next board meeting is one at Zito on the 18th. That's a Saturday again. It's a vaccination for 12 and over and a testing site. And another one that we have lined up, it's the mayor, City of Phoenix called Mayor Gallego would like to host an event for vaccination and for testing at IMS. She visited when the First Lady, Biden, was here, and that's something that she wanted to come back to IMS at ISEC. And so we will be hosting her and different political leaders that are going to visit that date. That's a Monday on the 20th at IMS. Vaccination for anybody 12 and over, and also COVID-19 testing. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? No?
Thank you.
Okay, next we have first reading of ASBA Policy Advisory 680, 683, 688 to 711 policies. Dr. Ventura, Superintendent.
Madam President, members of the governing board, and as a community, as members of the Arizona School Board Association, we have access to their attorneys, and they create new policies for us based on legislative action that happens over the the summer. And so now we have several policies that for you, quite a few actually. So I will read through them. And this is the first reading. And then we will bring them back to you at the next board meeting. So beginning with, we have policy BDF, advisory committees, policy BEDD, rules of order, policy BEDH, public participation at meetings, policy BIB, board member development opportunities, regulation BIBR, board member development opportunities, policy BIE, audits / financial monitoring, policy DJ, purchasing ethics policy, policy EEAEA, bus driver requirement, trainings and responsibilities, policy GCB, professional staff contracts and compensation, policy GCF, professional staff hirings, policy GCH, professional / support staff orientation and training, policy GDB, support staff contracts and compensation, policy GDF, support staff hiring, policy IC, school year, policy IHA, basic instructional program, exhibit IHA-E, basic instructional program, policy IHAMB, family life education, regulation IHAMB-R, family life education. Policy IJ, instructional resources and materials, policy IJJ, textbook / supplementary materials, selection and adoption, regulation IKE-RB, promotion and retention of students, policy IMB, teaching about controversial / sensitive issues, policy JFAA, admission of resident students, JFAA-EA, admission of residential students, JFAA-EB, admission of residential students. Policy JFAB, tuition, admission of non-residential students. Policy JFAB-AA, tuition / admission of non-residential students. JFAB-EB, tuition / administration of admission of non-residential students. Policy JFB, open enrollment. Policy JK, student discipline. Policy JKD, student suspension. Policy JKE, student expulsion. Policy JLCB, immunization of students. Regulation JLCB-R, immunization of students. Exhibit JLCB-E, immunization of students. Policy JLF, reporting child abuse / child protection. And policy KB, parental involvement in education. Again, this is being brought before you for first reading.
As the board knows, this is the first reading. Second reading will be coming up in 2 weeks. So if you have any questions, suggestions, just let me know or Dr. Ventura know. Okay, next we have approval of the whole consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, call for the vote.
Madam President, the motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we have calendar. September 10th, Isaac Insider Staff Intranet goes live. September 18th, 2021, COVID-19 vaccine testing event, Zito Elementary School. September 20th, COVID-19 vaccine testing event, Isaac Middle School. Our enrollment is 5,267. Our next regular board meeting will be here September 23rd at 5 p.m. And if I don't hear any objections, meeting adjourned.